Wouldn't be Ryan the Great, and today we are talking about Bradley Beal. We got another Sulli's Top 5 for you, baby. We already know how it goes, and today we're talking about Bradley Beal, and we're talking about top 5 trade destinations for Bradley Beal. Listen, I know Bradley Beal, there's talking to the Wizards about trading him. Bradley Beal been with the Wizards his whole entire career, hasn't really done much on the team in sort of success. Now, he does have a little bit of injury history, which does beg the concern of what teams should give up for him if they can rely on him to take them to the next level for a championship. So we're going to get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, Liam the Great Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Rand the God Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Rand the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on my brand new TikTok at Rand the Great RTG. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Rand the Great Podcast. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right into the video. Let's roll that intro. Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today, oh hell yeah! Oh, it's not that hard to understand if you know anything about football. Touchdown! A touchdown! Philly! And the Phillies walk it off! Okay, let's get right into the video. So, starting off at number 5, I have the Clippers and the Wizards. Bradley Beal for Paul George. Just straight up. Bradley Beal for Paul George. Now, listen. Both guys have concerns of injury, which is why you wouldn't need to include picks in there, because you're kind of getting the same thing out of both of them. Now, I understand that Paul George is not better than Bradley Beal, but both have injury history, which is why the Wizards would not receive a first-round pick in this, because of the fact that Bradley Beal does get hurt a lot. I mean, maybe you could include like a second-round pick or maybe a role player, not like a key role player, just like, someone, I don't know, an eighth man, if that's what you want to call it. You can include that in there, but I think just straight up would work the best. So at number 5, I will take the Los Angeles Clippers straight up, Bradley Beal for Paul George. At number 4, I have the Knicks and the Wizards. The Knicks would receive Bradley Beal and Taj Gibson, and the Wizards would receive Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, a 2023 first-round pick, another 2023 first-round pick, that being via Dallas, and a 2027 first-round pick via Detroit. Now, as you can tell, the talent that the Knicks would be giving up is not as good as what you're getting or what's incoming, which is Bradley Beal, which is why we would have to include 3 first-round picks instead of 2. Once again, just because of the talent, it really doesn't match up. Julius Randle, I mean, he's a good 22-8 scorer. Or 24-8 scorer. Evan Fournier, I mean, has been out of the Knicks rotation for a while and really has been out of touch the last few years. Haven't really heard his name called, but he can, hopefully for him, revive his career with the Wizards if this trade ultimately ends up going down. And Derrick Rose, someone who, really wasn't in the Knicks rotation, has had some injury. He could go into the Wizards locker room and be a key veteran player for them. I think that worked out. And the 3 first-round picks, once again, I don't want to sound repetitive, but they just have to be there because the talent does not match up for what's incoming, and that is being Bradley Beal. So, once again, the Knicks would receive Bradley Beal and Taj Gibson, and the Wizards would receive Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, a 2023 first-round pick, another 2023 first-round pick, that being via Dallas, and a 2027 first-round pick via Detroit. And now moving on to number 3. I'm not sure if this will go down because it actually does depend on the signings. The 76ers received Bradley Beal. The Washington Wizards received Tobias Harris, Furkan Korkmaz, a 2024 first-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick. Yeah. So it kind of depends. If Harden re-signs with the Sixers, then this trade's not going to ultimately end up going down. To have to take this off the list. But for now, Harden has signed with any team. So if he does ultimately end up going to the Rockets, I think the Sixers should pursue this deal. If he stays back with the Sixers, then it's obviously going to have to turn out that he's going to be with the what the hell was I saying? If Harden resigns with the Rockets, he's going to go to we pursue this deal. If he signs with the Sixers, then this deal just goes through the drain. I don't know what the hell I was saying, but whatever. Yeah, so that's kind of what's happened. So the Sixers, if they do get this deal done with Bradley Beal, I mean, it would be Maxey, Beal, whoever one you want to throw in at the three, Tucker, and Embiid. I mean, the Sixers as their current lineup is not going anywhere. As you can see in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Boston Celtics, their scoring was bad. They had no guy over 20 points in that game. So adding a guy like a Bradley Beal would definitely be really, really good. And then with Tyrese Maxey just getting better. And then also you have to take in the fact that Tobias Harris has a $35 million deal and does not really live up to it. Only scores around 14 to 16 points per game. $35 million is not going to get it done. And then Furkan Korkmaz, someone who does not want to be in Philly anymore after being taken out of the rotation entirely. It's good to get him off the books, get him to a new team, make sure, his drama's not with us because we don't need any more drama in this Sixers organization. So I think that could remain at number 3. Once again, if Harden resigns, then this trade's not going to happen. If Harden goes back to the Rockets, then, we could pursue this trade. At number 2, the Blazers and the Wizards. So the Blazers would receive Bradley Beal, and the Wizards would receive Anthony Simons, Matisse Thybulle, Nasir Little, and the 2023 first-round pick. I feel like this deal kind of matches up talent-wise because you have Anthony Simons, a 20-point-per-game scorer. Matisse Thybulle, not the best offensive scorer, but it could make up for his lack of offensive scoring could make up for Anthony Simons, 20 points per game. Kyle Kuzma, 18 points per game. Porzingis is 22 points per game, and the number 3 overall pick, which would probably be Scoot Henderson. Then you get Nasir Little, who's, a good role player to come off the bench. So I feel like that kind of does match up. Obviously the key here is the number 3 overall pick, Anthony Simons. So I feel like this deal kind of, sort of equals value, Bradley, but you're never going to get equal value. Or you could, but, you're really never going to get equal value for what teams are willing to give up for Bradley Beal. So honestly, this could be the best deal available. But we will have to see. If the Blazers end up offering this, if I was the Wizards, I honestly would probably take it. This is a really good deal. And at number 1, we're going to take the Miami Heat. Listen, the Heat with their current roster is not going anywhere, which is kind of why I'm pretty much dismantling it right now. So the Heat would receive Bradley Beal. The Wizards would receive Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, a 2023 first-round pick, and a 2025 first-round pick. I understand that I'm pretty much getting rid of the Heat's roster entirely, but Kyle Lowry, with his massive contract of $30 million per year, and only scoring 10 points per game, not even in the NBA Finals, coming off the bench, really not working. Duncan Robinson, $90 million contract, really has not lived up to it at all. So I feel like it'd be good to get his contract off the books. And Tyler Hero, somebody that, you hate to give up, but you kind of have to get rid of the queen to get the king. In this case, the king is Bradley Beal here. So I get them kind of dismantling their, their entire depth. But Duncan Robinson really wasn't any part of their depth last year. Kyle Lowry has a really big contract. You can get a cheaper version of him and a guy a lot younger. Tyler Hero, you're really not going to get another guy like him. But Bradley Beal, I think his scoring could make up for it. And the 2 first-round picks, I mean, I guess you could say they are a contending team since they got to the NBA Finals. So I guess these sort of draft picks coming up in the next few years really wouldn't matter if they're going to try and go all in for an NBA championship. And then the Miami Heat, let's talk about what's going to happen on the court. You have Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, Bam Adebayo. I know the Big 3 era is kind of coming to an end, but, I mean, who doesn't want to come play for Miami? You could go sign some pretty key role players to help out with Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. I honestly think it would work. And that'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Liam the Great Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Con Drake. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Ryan the Great RTG. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.